Say what?
Hello and welcome back. It's time for Say What, where we hear from those connected to our industry and our world of electrical apprenticeship, and that includes the topics that you suggest, so keep those a-coming. I'm your host, Cindy Sandifer, and I'm joined by, what is your name again? Todd Stafford.
What did you say? Did you say keep those a-coming?
Keep those a-coming.
Really?
I
Okay,
don't know.
got
It worked for me in that moment. People like to pick. He's our executive director, so I got to be nice. Here at the Electrical Training Alliance. Happy New Year. Happy 2024. It is time. This time of year, we're discussing what's coming, right? Of course, we're doing all of our New Year's resolutions that, in March we'll have realized we forgot. But we like to talk about the trends, things that are happening, and we're going to do that here. So we've got just a few of our wonderful folks to chat with us about what's ahead in 2024. Please help me welcome Paul Morris, Steve Strickland, and Tim Strickland. All right. So y'all have been here a while. Meeting at the ETA. How did you feel about 2023? Let's do this. What was the best part of 2023 for you? Thinking, and Steve Strickland.
Probably about mid-October when everybody had figured out how to use the PTSI TMS, or at least enough to get through it. Yes, that was an exciting time.
So how was June for you?
June was fine. It really was about July the 15th that I became nocturnal, was not permitted to sleep because it was busy. Yeah, it was really busy. Fine. It was almost like the old days of working in the warehouse for a lot of hours a day. And so a lot of Zooms. I did more face-to-face talks with programs doing Zooms and Teams, and because I'd never done that before. And it's like it just become, all right, let's go to a Zoom. And it could last anywhere from 30 minutes to, I think the longest was 2.5 hours.
Oh.
I won't give a hat tip to David Crum, but yeah. Yeah, they were, it was an interesting time. I was tired. I was tired by the middle of September, but hey, I love to talk, and I think most people have figured that out because sometimes, as I've said in the past, they're trying to figure out how to get off the phone with me. So that was probably my favorite part, getting through that.
Did you enjoy the face-to-face though? Because you're usually just talking on the phone, right?
Probably more than they did once they got to put a face with the voice. But yeah, no, it was really great. Got to see people that I typically only see at NTI. So it was definitely an interesting time. And hey, we all got through it together because, people always tell me, I'm sorry, I know I get on your nerves, but as I tell everybody, your questions are job security for me. So please don't ever apologize for calling me.
So do you ever purposefully cause something to go wrong to keep your job?
No, I don't need to, it works itself out. I don't have to create.
Tim, what are you laughing about, Tim?
I was like, does he sabotage things, Tim? And we don't know about it?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. So what about you, Tim? Best part of 2023?
Well, I guess successfully moving NTI with 5 weeks notice.
You don't like that just out of the blue? Just go do it? No.
No.
That's the best part. We do it again.
Well, let's hope not. It was a challenge, but seeing everybody come together on our staff and even the participants be able to adjust and make the move over to Washtenaw and Eastern Michigan, it was fantastic. I mean, and people showed a lot of grace to us and our staff for issues that normally they would have had hair on fire over. So it was a good experience.
No, maybe we won't do it again then. Maybe we just let it slide. Right?
The goal is to never do it again.
Yeah, that's okay.
I was like, we've kind of, we went virtual, then we were virtual, but moved. We're kind of getting, unfortunately, used to this.
Four different campuses in 3 years. I'm ready for some normal.
Okay. We need stability.
Yes.
I like normal too. I like planning ahead for a few years. I can do that.
Yeah, it would be kind of interesting.
5-year span.
There you go.
It would be kind of interesting if we just made it every year where we're like on, let's say, July 4th, we had the NTI reveal of where NTI is going to be in 3 weeks.
That would not be interesting
Oh,
for
yeah, I like
anybody.
it.
I think we would draw some ratings just to watch Tim explode, implode.
You're saying the July podcast drop, right? That's what we revealed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll drop where it's. We'll do the end of June. We'll be kind. End of June, we'll drop where NTI is.
Let's
I like
make it
July.
the
No-
first
no
day of
time at all.
summer.
Dang.
This
Oh, God.
hopefully the year of labor disputes
Yeah.
will end in 2023
No,
because
hopefully so.
we had
Right.
NTI and then the regional in Vegas
Yes.
that we had to move last minute. So
Mhm.
hopefully the labor disputes are over for about 5 years.
There we go.
We need 5 years. Paul, what is the best part of 2023
Besides
other than
working
your?
with me,
I was gonna say all these
There's always
wonderful
that.
coworkers.
There's always that. Coworkers are the best. The best part of 2023 is really seeing all the curriculum we rolled out.
Mm.
Again, it was that's my biggest focus, but it was a code year. It was a very big code year for us. We, produce every time we have a code cycle, we roll out at least 50 new courses. We roll out 5 brand new textbooks. It's just an amazing amount of work, and we never do just that. There's always a bunch of other projects that we have to get done, and to watch the organization and the teams come together to try to produce all of that curriculum for our training centers, because that's why we're here. It's really kind of amazing, and I telling the team this week, I've worked at some pretty large organizations in prior jobs, and to see what this company does, being on the smaller side, is always amazing to me to watch.
This year, I feel like second half of the year, I've gotten a little bit more of a glimpse into what the curriculum team does. And man, yeah, it's definitely a moment where you sit back and think, how? Like, absolutely, like, how in
It's
the
impressive.
world?
Yes, some dedicated individuals there to make that happen. It's impressive.
Yeah. I think that's why we push, like, if you're submitting errata or, just remember there's a person on the other side of that. You're
Yep.
not chatting with a bot. Like, there is a human being that is so passionate and dedicated. And I see it. Like, getting to witness it is great.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
an amazing team. And again, it's just like a team. It's, when you think about a football team, every single person on that field has to do their job for a single play to be successful, let alone a game. And this organization is no different. There is every single person pulling their weight every single day to try to get these projects done and meet these deadlines. Every year, like July 1 is our big curriculum date, and it's just a mad dash to get there.
Mm.
And every single person is contributing all the way.
I like every single person every single day. And I think that's, even we don't know what everyone does, all the different details of it. So I think that's a really, really good point. All right. So 2024 is here. What are you most excited about, Tim? What makes you so excited you just can't wait to wake up in the morning for work?
well, thank you for clarifying, because I am building a house. The online aptitude test has been around since 2015 and hasn't had a significant update since then. And we are working diligently right now on an updated version of that, and it's going to be better. It's a great platform. It does what it's supposed to do, but we're going to make some improvements and hopefully get that beta tested in the next month or so, and in early 2024 we will be rolling out that new product. So I am very excited about that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very big deal. Very
Yeah.
great tool.
NTI is not exciting.
Oh, NTI is exciting.
Oh,
We I assume it's safe to talk about this. So
Nothing's safe here.
One thing that we're working on
Not where we're going yet. July 1st, not here yet.
new
Right.
new for NTI, and hopefully this year, maybe not, may wait till 25 to get it going. But one of our advisory committee members, John Salyer, came to us at our last meeting and talked about the need for uh, training for a training director, similar to what we do. We take an instructor and teach them how to teach, but there's nothing really teaching a training director how to be a training director and what everything that is involved. So we're working on a track at NTI for training directors to know most of the aspects of their job, because the turnover rate for training directors has been stupid.
Mhm.
I mean, it's just
Yeah.
ridiculous. So we want to help them be more successful, and figure out a way to help them be more prepared for the job. Uh, Not sure you can prepare somebody to work with a committee and do all that, but we're gonna
Sure you can.
we're gonna do our best.
Yeah.
Sure you can.
Yeah. That's a
Where-
whole.
There's just so many aspects of that job
Right.
that you may only do once a year, and when you do stuff like that, that makes that job so hard to
Mm.
really learn. So the goal is to cover those kinds of things that they don't do all the time, and even a little bit of accounting and stuff like that that they don't know that they need to know before they take the job. So there's a misnomer in the industry, at least I'm told there is, that training director job is a retirement job, and it's anything but. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
A lot of work, and
And
a
done
lot of
correctly,
people
it's thankless and it's long. So, yeah, it's
Yeah.
not a retirement
and a
job.
lot of people take it having no idea what they're getting
Right.
into.
Right.
And so the goal is to make them more successful, and hopefully we can come up with a program that will help with the longevity of
I
a
think we
training
can.
director.
You're right. Any
Mhm.
exposure to what the job takes and the requirements and how to really what it's about, or the purpose behind why we do what we do, that's necessary. We need to
Yeah.
do that. I think it's
Absolutely.
a good finding we had on that. And I think a great comment that John gave us to try
Yeah.
to follow up.
It's going to be exciting. Got a meeting next month, and we'll get planning underway, and hopefully we can roll something out in 24.
Nice. I was talking to a training director, Rob Bartell,
Mhm.
at the regional, and we just had this really good conversation about, yeah, with training directors, like what they go through, how hard it is to train someone. Even if you gave 3 months of training as you're on your way out, there's so much you won't even deal with because it happens every 6 months or once a
Right.
year. And then you've got these surveys that we've done with AIR where we're getting this information back, and it's like, okay, what do we do with that? How do we take that,
Right.
the things that are difficult, and use that as a training method? So yeah, I think we're right on task with it.
Yeah, the air research proved one thing, and John was right. There is a training method that we need to give our training directors. That pathway is definitely shown as a need of resources for new training directors, what they're getting into. We need to show them.
Nice. Paul, what about you? Excitement for 2024.
Do
Paul's
do
leaving.
need-
Paul,
do we
come
need-
back.
Yeah.
Paul?
Do we need more excitement? It's
We're going
You
to have a
know,
few more CML courses in there.
we are going
Everyone
to
just
have a whole lot of curriculum updates coming out again in 2024. Obviously everybody hears a lot about CML, computer mediated learning. That's the new kind of delivery platform or mechanism for the curriculum. But the part that it really kind of gets me excited is seeing the curriculum get updated.
Mm.
There's a whole lot of work going on by subject matter experts and our own staff to actually update curriculum. So it's a big undertaking, and to see it moving and actually seeing these things coming to life is really pretty exciting. It's going to be a sprint,
Yeah, I don't want to put you on the spot because you may not know the answer, but
but you're going
what's
to.
the total number of project courseware developments we're working on today? Total number.
The total number is about 50.
Right. Any one
Yeah.
time, we got 50 projects we're working on courseware updates.
Big projects, and that doesn't take into account all the little things that come in and all the additional requests that are, a little bit smaller, but super important. The
Right.
things we don't necessarily see coming,
Right.
that arise out of changes in the industry or whatever. And we have to deal with that and
Mhm.
roll with it. And I tend to use an image of a juggler for our jobs, because we are constantly juggling all of these projects and trying to shift and balance. And, there's just a lot going on. And again, I can't say enough about how much an organization like this does. And it's exciting every year to see it. So my answer probably doesn't change a whole lot from year to year.
Right.
It's just the types of projects that we're working on for this coming year. is really pretty impressive, and seeing the growth also of the industry, the growth of our organization and our curriculum development team, seeing the stuff that we're producing now is really, really impressive.
Yeah. And you said, like, let's just say 50, right? 50 projects, not counting all these. It's not one person per project. Like,
Mhm.
one person has multiple, because all of our staff doesn't work on curriculum.
Well,
Correct.
the complexity of what
it's-
you're trying to build today,
Yeah.
it's not like writing a textbook like we used to do a book. It's
Right.
so many different parts and pieces all have to be assembled together to make the whole project succeed. So it takes 7, 8 people on one project. to get
Mhm.
through.
Yeah.
More, yeah. There's a lot of them that have, upwards of close to 20 people on some of our projects that are touching them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what. Okay. I'm overwhelmed, Steve. Like, I feel like I need to go breathe, do yoga, something. What are you most excited about?
Hopefully a normal summer this year.
Don't
So-
count on it.
Well,
We got an announcement coming out about June 1st. Mike can help that.
something new. Are we doing another migration? So no, I mean, honestly, I'm old now.
No.
So, that's the great thing about being in my job, having as many conversations as I did about the PTSI system, how it works, because I learned a lot just answering questions and figuring it out going along. So it'll be great next year, that people will have a year under their belt. And so granted, I know there's a lot of them out there that are in my age bracket. And if they did everything at once, then probably going to have a few more Zoom sessions to remind them, it'll kind of work me a few years into retirement, I guess. I don't know, but, I'm just looking forward to everything, really.
Yeah.
So,
So I think you've kind of answered this, but anything anyone can think of, like, on the horizon, like something that's, and maybe I'm looking at Todd for this one,
Mhm.
like, but what's on the horizon? What do we want to stress ourselves out about for this year? Anything you can think of that you're,
Well,
It's
it's easier.
coming.
Just think about our focus, and we go from there. Our focus is taking care of the training of the apprentice, what we do. So anything related to that model, that's where we're trying to grow and make that more efficient. What we do, better
Mm.
curriculum, better delivery, better instructors, better training centers. What we try to do, those tools. The model is going to change continuously, but it always change as far as continued use of CML. You see more emphasis trying to be placed on performance-based evaluations, which we need to have, which are all tools that we've talked about in this industry for years about where we need to go. Well, reaching that point now, the crossover point where we can get there and start actually doing something, which is pretty exciting to see.
yeah. And then it's right back to everything I feel like you all just,
They just get to do it
Talked
all
about.
over
I
again.
mean,
They can do it
that's-
all over again.
yeah.
Believe me.
Right.
That's good.
that's what's on the horizon: curriculum,
Yeah.
changes,
Mhm.
development, training director, like a very specific. We're not talking about the training director committee
Mhm.
member seminar we have, but we're talking about something much more
Yeah.
focused and detailed, and then online aptitude test. And
Yeah.
Steve, more conversations with Steve. I mean, I feel like everyone is more excited about 2024 now
Mm.
because they get to chat with you. All right, so
It's all about job security. I heard
it's,
that. a while ago,
yeah, I'm telling you, I got to check this sabotage thing. I think someone needs to check this though. They contact you for the conversations about
yeah, that's
pro
it.
wrestling,
Yeah.
country music. I mean, it's
Any
really it goes so far beyond. It's a genuine customer
Yes.
relationship. I get
Yeah.
this. I get this. All right, so what do you want JTCs and AJTCs to know as we head into this new year? Paul, anything you can?
Yeah, the big thing for me is just for our training centers to understand that this is an organization of the most committed, dedicated, and passionate people that they could ask for, to be working for them. It's an amazing group that just works hard every single day to make their jobs easier, and everybody takes it ultra seriously, and they put everything they've got into making their jobs at the training centers that much better.
Yeah, thanks
Mm.
for saying that, Paul. We don't say that enough, but you're right. We got a great group of people to make it happen. So thank you.
And who's your favorite staff member? Just kidding. Just kidding. Tim looks to you and says, "You're sitting by me." Tim, what do you want to say to our folks?
NTI will be in Ann Arbor next year.
Mhm.
I'm confident.
This
of
year,
that.
2024,
There we go.
right?
20,
Yeah.
20,
Okay, you're not skipping ahead.
2024, yes.
Okay.
2024. I'm 25, you don't know. 2024, we will definitely be in Ann Arbor. We're excited to be back in Ann Arbor and do the things that we're going to do. And I would just remind you that our whole organization, as Paul said, we're a service organization. We are here to help you, not hurt you in any way. And you can call us with confidence that whatever we can do to help you, we will.
I can say that. There's not a single thing that anyone could point that anyone here has done that's been to hurt the other program. Never
Right.
has. So I don't
I've been
know-
here 31 years, and
never has.
and it's a joy to come to a job every day that you're helping people.
Mhm.
It's cool.
Right.
And the impact, right? The ripples.
Right.
You know, we may be helping a JTC. That JTC is helping apprentices become better electrical workers who are then doing better work in their communities. And then they're providing for their families. And so there's just this constant ripple
Absolutely.
going down. Steve, what are you saying to your folks? I mean, you're going to talk to them anyway, but
Yeah.
what do you want to say generally?
888-652-4007.
86753.
No.
Okay,
Don't
no. Okay.
confuse them. No, I mean, as I always say, call me if you're not sure. You know, if I'm the one that knows the answer, there's a decent chance I'm not the one that knows the answer, but I'll find the person that does for you, get you in touch with them. Please don't ever hesitate to call me. I'm always willing to talk, more than I should probably, but I am. But please call questions. Don't spend 30 minutes trying to figure out something, and I'll be able to get you an answer for in 2. So that's
There
it.
is a rule that I've heard from some of our staff is if Steve is calling you, answer it, because otherwise he leaves you like a 30-minute voicemail. So if Steve calls you, just
Answer the
go ahead and
phone.
answer the phone.
Yes.
I would also like to point out that we're not the same person.
Oh, this is true. This
we
is
don't look alike.
evidence.
And we-
Go
we're
watch on YouTube
two
or the
different
LMS.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, because we've both had people call us that had talked to the other one earlier in the day and then say, "Hey, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention this earlier," and I'm like, "No, we didn't talk earlier," and they really think we're this. Because I get emails occasionally that say, "Hey, Tim," and I'm sure he probably
I
gets
get
some.
them
Say,
to
"Hey,
say,
Steve."
Nate, who's on our staff
Right.
now, I started calling him. Who was the guy that he replaced?
Dave.
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 Every time he'd call me,
No, it
he'd
wasn't
say, "Hey,
Dave.
Steve," and I'd say, "Hey, Dave."
It was-
Yeah.
So to make this really, I think that we did this episode simply to make clear, Tim Strickland and Steve Strickland are 2 different people. They work in 2 different areas.
CGI. Don't worry about it. AI, CGI
Yes.
does it all. We're
Our-
good. Yeah.
Our
Same
next
person.
podcast will
He's
be
A-
Meet the
AGI.
Stricklands.
Meet the
Yeah,
Strickland.
yeah.
All of them.
No, we're not going there. No,
That'll
we're
be
not going
that's
there.
going to be a 4-episode podcast.
Series. We have a series. Thank you all so much. Get back to all the things that you just talked about that you do. Go ahead. We'll let you get back to that. Thank you. And here's to looking forward to this year ahead of us. Thank you. All right, Todd. Boring, just awful episode, wasn't that?
No,
Those guests
I
were
can't
terrible.
say boring. Not
I'm
at all.
joking.
I know you're
I'm
joking. about
joking.
it. I know.
Joking.
But it's just impressive. I say that. I know it's, of course, we get to see every day what they accomplish each and every day, which throughout the year and how it builds on itself. And it's just impressive all the way around. And you just almost from the outside looking in, of course, we're not. But at the same time, we're not actively involved in their job every day, but seeing the results, what they produce from the curriculum development, the organizational skills we're doing, as well as the conversation Steve's having. I mean, it's always something going on there.
Yeah.
It's just impressive. And it's just encouraging to see the excitement they bring to the job as well.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah, and I think there's always, balance is an important thing. It's my favorite B word. And seeing that, like, you don't want to be arrogant, right? But you don't want to neglect to see what you do, right? The good
Right.
work you do, the good work the team does. And so I think it helps to, like, we get to see what the JTCs and AJTCs are doing and what our
Right.
industry is doing. And then also to make sure, like, yeah, we're seeing what we're doing this year too. And I think
Right.
my biggest takeaway was Tim is not Steve and Steve is not Tim.
They
mean, that's
are.
what I
It's
learned.
CGI and AI is what it is together. I know.
So we're gonna figure out a way to
Mhm.
make them.
They keep trying to say they're different, but no, they're not. I
They're
mean,
not.
it just makes it look different. I know.
They're not. But yeah, I'm with you. I feel super grateful. Just for all of I wish we could have everybody in here, on a podcast, but that would be very, very long episode. But huge thanks to Tim, Paul, and Steve. Thank you guys for hanging out with us, for taking time to share what you loved about the year before and what's coming this year. Big thanks to you, the listeners, for taking time to join us and be with us on our podcast. Remember that we want to hear from you. So if there's topics that you want to discuss, if you want to be a guest, I've heard from a couple of you on that, so I'm excited. Email us Say What, SAYWATT, at electricaltrainingalliance.org. Our next episode will drop in February. Until then, you just stay connected with us through our newsletters. If you're not getting those, reach out and we can get you on our emailing list. We've got newsletters, blog posts, social media. You can follow us there, subscribe to the podcast so you know when there's a new episode. Tell a friend so they can join in the fun. Stay powered up, and we will see you next time.
Say what?